What is firewall? Yes, Mir, you were saying something?
Yeah, I worked on the Cisco AS and FTD, and not work on firewall, Palo Alto
Okay,
firewall.
okay. You have already working on FTD and ASA. Okay, great. Then you have what is firewall?
Firewall is a bridge between inbound and outbound traffic. When you based on that, which traffic will allowing administrator, so that the traffic will allow, which are not allowed, the
Yeah, yeah.
traffic will stop.
Yeah, okay. First, we'll understand what are the course requirement, prerequisite. If you want to enroll for this course, then basic IP and security knowledge, nice to have. Basic understanding of network. Networking fundamental, if I'm saying so, you should be knowing about IP subnetting, VLAN routing. Basic concepts should be clear. What is TCP, UDP, what is TCP three-way handshake. Even I'll cover between the class, but if you are already knowing, then it's nice. Okay, so these are the prerequisites for the class. What you will learn in this course, first we'll do the introduction will cover about the PCNA and PCNSC certification and importance of networking security, and I am covering PCNSC syllabus engineering level. Okay, so I think it's old slide, I forgot to update that. uh In introduction, I'll cover the objective of the training. Then we'll come to the Palo Alto network overview. Then we'll see the company background. What is Palo Alto? What is the company product portfolio? Why it's called next generation firewall? What is the architecture of next generation firewall? Then we'll go to the firewall in essentials, means like configuration and management. How we can configure the management, how we can change the host name, how we can assign IP to the interface, then how we can create a security policy, how we can create a policy on the basis of user ID, how we can create a firewall have capability to Palo Alto have capability to identify the user irrespective of IP. So how we can configure that, we'll see in the when we'll be covering the security policy and user ID. Since we integrate with AD, firewall has Palo Alto firewall have capability to identify user irrespective of IP. What is AD? If I'm saying AD, what is AD? Preeti.
Active Directory.
Yeah. What is the use of Active Directory?
It's organizing the users and groups in a domain
Yeah.
environment.
Centralized management
Yeah,
for the users. Okay.
centralization.
We can activate the multi-factor authentication. What is multi-factor authentication?
This authentication with multiple, maybe with one with finger or eyes, one
Yeah,
with code, like that,
yeah, one could be
multi-factor.
password and OTP, something like that. Yeah, from RSA code, yeah, authentication, some like you are using Google password and Google Authenticator. So we can enable that. Then we'll understand how Palo Alto identify the application irrespective of port, services, Palo Alto capability. Since it's a next generation firewall, it has capability to identify the application. So it has a different flow. We'll cover in detail what is the application ID, how Palo Alto identify the application, and how we can block the threat using the application. If I'm saying application, can say what is the port DNS port of the DNS? Anyone? Preeti. Preeti, can you hear me?
53.
Uh, yeah, Varun, I can hear you.
Or what is the port of DNS?
It's
It's UDP 53 by default, but it uses TCP as well in case of zone transfer. So if I'm saying networking fundamentals should be clear. So means you should be knowing what is the port of HTTP, what is the port of HTTPS, what is the port number of HTTPS. So I think should be clear. Then it would be easy to understand. Okay. So let's
Yeah,
suppose
fine.
if we have create policy on the basis of UDP 53 for DNS, BitTorrent also uses the same port. Means by default, BitTorrent will be also allowed. So since Palo Alto have capability to identify the application ID, so let's suppose instead of using UDP 53, we can allow the DNS itself application. So if someone, let's suppose using UDP 53, but it's not a DNS traffic, Palo Alto will block that traffic. Since it's a capability to identify the application, it has capability to, since let's suppose you have allowed 443. So on 443, every application work like Google, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. But since let's suppose you allowed Facebook only. So it will only allow the Facebook irrespective of IP and port. Okay, we'll see that in today demo session. We'll cover that. So it has capability to identify the application. Creating, we can also create the custom application based on the requirement. Then it has a feature, wildfire feature. So identify the zero-day attack. What is the zero-day attack? Anyone? These are the basic security terminology. Zero-day attack. Anyone? Anyone aware about zero-day attack?
0 day means like a 0 day date to prepare or defend. Like,
Means so Palo Alto firewall have signature to uh, protect from kind of attack. Let's suppose we have already some kind of attack happened already in past. So what firewall does, it create the signature for that attack. So if someone will try similar kind of attack, firewall will Palo Alto will identify and block that. Like, but let's suppose first time they are using some different method to attack that. First time means never tried such kind of attack before. Such kind of attack called zero-day attack. Means firewall don't have signature. Means first time attacker is trying to attack from that method. So for that, firewall have capability that is called wildfire solution. It has cloud-based solution where Palo Alto will analyze behavior analyze it does, and on the basis of behavior it identify whether it's a legitimate traffic, yeah, malicious traffic. So this feature is called wildfire feature. Okay, so we'll cover in that in detail. Then how we can configure and it's required licensing, how we can see the logs. Okay, then we'll see the profile, how we can block from DDoS attack, how we can prevent our network from antivirus, NTS spyware, how we can do the URL filtering, then how we can configure task, how we can generate the reporting, logging, such kind of thing. We will cover in the 8 domain, module 8. Okay. Then how we can protect from threat and threat information, how we can analyze threat analysis we can do. Then each and every topic first we'll cover the theory, and then we'll see in the lab. Okay. Then we'll see. And if someone is preparing for the exam as well, I'll provide the exam study resources, blueprint, and practice assessment will cover. Okay. And in last, we'll do the recap of key concept. And if someone want to do the certification, I'll guide for that as well. Okay. Anyone having any query related to syllabus module?
I think we are good.
Yeah.
yeah,
Then
we
we'll
are
go.
good. So how many days it will take Varun to complete the course? Like,
Update, it will take approx 50 to 55 hours. So if let's suppose I'll covering 1.5 hour daily, so it will take approx 40 days. Okay. So depends which batch you are enrolling, like weekdays, yeah, weekend. So it depends. In hours, it will take 50 to 55 hours. Any other query?
This will be on a regular days or weekend.
Sorry, Mir, you are not audible clearly.
So these are regularly daily
Yeah,
or
these batch is
weekly.
for regular, so we'll cover Monday to Friday. What I have planned. But sometimes, let's suppose I am not available, as some festival and all, so we postpone that class. So we'll try to cover 4 to 5 days in a week. Okay, means 6 to 7 hours per week. And fee is, since I am offering, you have already know I am offering into, I am already since for new year offer flat 50% discount. Single course is 7,999. If you'll take a 5 LTM as well, it will cost you 11,999. You guys have already received a message. Any other query related timing, fee, course, curriculum? Then we'll go to the firewall. We'll start firewall. What is the firewall? Any other query? Shudalai, I think you are speaking, but I can't hear you.
Sorry, there was some background noise.
Yeah. Sudhir, Hari, you are on, guys are on mute. Are you saying something?
Nothing.
Okay. Then let's go to the firewall. What is firewall?
Sir,
Yeah. Go ahead.
one sir.
Ask about
Sir, I have
the
some small doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, you share me the curriculum of
Mm-hmm.
PCSNA and PCNSE.
Yeah.
So it is the similar course, but both are different. So uh, what is your planning? First of all, you
We'll
cover the
cover.
PCNA, PCNSE. Just go for the topic wise, or just
We'll go
for
module wise, but we'll
module
cover the
wise?
PCNSE only, advanced one. Okay. PCNSE is basic one, administrator level. It's a expert level. So we'll cover PCNSE syllabus.
Okay.
Yeah. Like in PCNSA, VPN is not there, but I'll cover VPN in detail, all kind of VPN, site to site, remote, global protect, centralized VPN, how we troubleshoot each and every topic I'll cover in detail from scratch to advanced. Okay. I have already shared you the course curriculum. If you don't have, I'll share it again. Now we'll start with firewall technology. What is firewall? Before we'll jumping to the Palo Alto firewall, we'll try to understand what are the firewall, what were the legacy firewall, and what is the difference between other firewall and Palo Alto. So anyone, what is the firewall?
The firewall is like a
Firewall.
gateway. It like tries to filter the unauthorized entries, only allows the authorized entries. Kind of like that.
Yeah, correct. The firewall is a device. It could be hardware and software as well, and it is basic work to inspect, control, and enforce security policy on network traffic between two or more zone. What are the zone? We'll cover in detail, but you need to understand means let's suppose we have two zone. One is internal and external. So what it does? External. So first inspect that and control. Control means allow, block, limit. Means let's suppose we can limit the connection as well. If you want to allow, you can allow. Can block. Inspect means look into the traffic whether it's a legitimate traffic or not. Then enforce policy. Based on the allowed policy, it allows, yeah, denied means based on the written by admin. Okay. And a trust zone, if I'm saying there are different zone, we can create internet, DMZ, internal, cloud, app, whatever. The zone is a logical term. So firewall is the Firewall is a device for to inspect, control, and enforce security policy on network traffic between two or more zones. Okay. Firewall can be used on the as the internet firewall, yeah, as for internal firewall, like a let's suppose if you want to allow traffic between for the internal to external, that we can place between that. And if you have two zone, let's suppose you have one application team is working and there is just some database team. If you want to control the traffic between them, we play the internal firewall. So we can place, there is no perfect place for placing the firewall. We can place anywhere based on the our requirement. It grant and reject the traffic based on the our created policy. Okay. It could be hardware and software as well. Here you can see that let's suppose there are these user from internal zone, then there is a DMZ zone. What is DMZ zone? Anyone aware about it?
Demilitarized zone.
Demilitarized zone, correct. So we can divide our infra into the different zone. What is the purpose of different zone?
To isolate the network each other.
To isolate the network in each other. Yeah, else what will happen? Let's suppose this is we have only one zone, then we can't control the traffic. These user want to access the DMZ zone, some application directly access. But since we have isolated the network in different zone, we can create a policy and control that policy. Okay. So as of now, first firewall was a first generation that was called packet filtering firewall. Then it comes the second generation firewall that was application layer firewall. Then come third generation that is called stateful firewall. And then it came the next version of next generation firewall. It's also a third generation, but advance of the third generation that is called next generation firewall. First, we'll understand the type of firewall. I'll share this PPT, you guys, you can go through it for definition. There are many firewall in the market. What it does, simply you can see that there is user trying to access some application, so it check whether it's a good data or bad data. If good data it will allow, if bad data it will block. There are many firewalls in the market like Sonic One, Palo Alto, Juniper, Cisco, Fortinet, WatchGuard, Checkpoint. Okay. Then first we'll understand the what is the stateful firewall. That was second generation firewall. First generation was packet filtering firewall. So what is a stateful firewall? Before going to next generation firewall, we'll go through the types of firewall, then we'll jump to the next generation firewall and Palo Alto firewall. So it maintains the connection when packet is traveling to the network. So let's suppose this is the user trying to access, go to the some server. So what it does, it creates some table like source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port, protocol, flags, and it maintain the connection. If same packet will comes in the reverse direction, it will match the table. If entry there in reverse direction, it will allow, else block that. Okay, that is called a stateful firewall. Okay, let's suppose you are working in company, you entered in your organization, you have made some entry, there is some guard, he has made some entry. When you are returning, so what it will do, he will check the whether you have he maintains some table. It will check whether you have entered correctly or not. If you have correctly entered, it will allow in reverse direction as well. That is called stateful firewall. Okay. Then next is stateless firewall. From name you can understand that it doesn't maintain any state. So let's suppose this is the user trying to go outside. Let's suppose this is the firewall and this is the internet. Let's suppose you can consider the internet. So what it will do, it doesn't maintain any state. So let's suppose this user XYG went to the internet. It doesn't maintain any entry. So when packet will come in return direction, he will since he is not maintaining the any connection table, it will drop that. So in that case, we have to allow the policy in both the direction. Then we have to create. So earlier, like ACL in Cisco, we create the you to create a access control. That is the example of the stateless firewall. Okay, means it's not maintaining the kind of any state. That is called stateless firewall. Any query? Packet filtering firewall is the also example of the stateless firewall only. So it allow basis on the source IP only, source IP destination port protocol. So let's suppose we have created 53 for the DNS. So if someone will use BitTorrent, it will also allow. So it has capability to identify source IP, destination IP, and port, but it doesn't have capability to identify the application and services. Okay, that was packet filtering firewall. Using the access list only, packet firewall is vulnerable to IPS snooping. Let's suppose I have created policy from 10.1.1.0 and someone spoofed that IP. Let's suppose someone using the same range IP, that is attacker, same range IP, and for doing the unauthorized access to our server, he can easily get it because he doesn't have capability to identify the user and application. Okay, so that was the first generation firewall. Then come to the proxy firewall. What is the proxy? Anyone aware about proxy? Have you guys ever marked proxy in your college?
Proxy is a single location. We can assign the IP or web server name. That server will destine the path to us. Whatever we are searching, that server will help to reach us.
Yeah, kind of man in middle. So we are not directly go
Man
to
in the
the
middle.
yes, directly don't go to the internet. Let's suppose we have proxy server. When we have, let's suppose I have tried to access xyz.com. Request will go to the our proxy server. It will check whether its request is legit or not because it has a list of URL. So based on that, it will allow if it is legit URL. What it will do, it will change your IP and behalf of you, it will go to the internet. It will take a response and it will return packet to you. So instead of user going to directly to internet, behalf of user proxy will go to the internet. Okay. Here you can say takes a request from client, put the client on hold for a moment, make the request its on request on the final destination. Proxy firewall memory and disk injective to proxy server or device. So behalf on the user, it send the traffic to the internet or some other server. Okay, that is the example of proxy firewall. Then come to the picture application firewall. Application firewall, it has capability to identify the application. It works on up to layer 4 to layer 7. We can block and identify the traffic based on the application. Let's suppose I was saying instead of allowing 443 IUDP, we can create a DNS, SMTP, Facebook, such kind of HTTP and HTTPS. We can block that. Okay, that has application firewall. Now it has a capability to identify the application. Okay, that is the example of third generation firewall. Then I come to the personal firewall. What is the personal firewall? Like endpoint firewall. Like everyone has that. If you are using your computer, if you search firewall, there would be on firewall in your window. That is called the personal firewall. Okay, for protect our device from attack. If you will search from in your firewall, there is also one firewall in your machine. That is called personal firewall. Yeah, endpoint. Then is zone-based firewall. Palo Alto is zone-based firewall. We'll cover this later when you will be covering the Palo Alto. You will understand that. Then it's come the UTM firewall, Unified Threat Management. What is the UTM firewall? Anyone? Anyone aware about UTM? Earlier, we required different device. Let's suppose for security policy, we are using firewall. For intrusion detection, we use IDS. Then you had intrusion prevention system for antivirus. We have different devices for quality of service, different for DLP data leakage prevention. We had different devices, but all security in one place, means one devices will handle all these kind of inspection. That is called UTM. Okay. It has capability for antivirus, anti-spam, content filtering, web filtering, all feature in one device. That is called UTM firewall. Okay. Unified threat management, like FortiGate firewall, checkpoint firewall. It has these are the UTM firewalls. Okay. Now they are also called as a next generation firewall. They have added some feature, but earlier it was called a UTM only. Means all the kind of security inspection at one place, unified threat management for packet filtering, proxy, IDS, IPS, all in one. Okay. Means whatever we have discussed, different kind of firewall, now it has one capability, and extra it can URL filtering capability, antivirus, IPS. What is IPS? Anyone aware about it? Intrusion prevention system.
Yes, it can prevent the threat. Not only identifying, it
Yes,
can prevent also.
IDS for identify that, detect that, and it for protect from attack. Okay, so that is called UTM firewall. Then next firewall is next generation firewall. What is the next generation firewall? Anyone?
Must be more advanced packet inspection, right?
Yes. So it has capability like it's application aware, app aware, user aware. It can identify user. Content inspection. It can do the content inspection, deep inspection, and SSL decryption. Okay. If someone is moving from a different port, it can also identify that. It has feature for security as a service. It can easily identify malware and hides allow ports. If someone is hiding their identity behind some fake port, it can easily identify. It has capability to deep inspection. Let's suppose you can change your you can do the plastic surgery and such kind of thing, but you can't change your DNA. So next generation have fire capability to identify the deep inspection. Okay, it can identify the DNA. Okay.
So if we ask the difference between UTM and next generation, what will be?
So UTM didn't have a capability to identify the user. Okay, content ID, user ID, and application. It has capability to identify the application as well. Earlier, what we are doing, we are creating I policy on the basis of, sorry, where it went. 1 second. Let me come to the screen again. We are creating
Policy
policy on the
based.
basis of based on the IP port, and let's suppose on the we can instead of UDP we can give the DNS kind of thing.
Action
But
also.
in case of and allow a deny, but in case of we can write like we am allowing Ratish, someone Ratish irrespective of IP. Let's suppose your IP will get changed. It will identify your name, means user ID. How? Because we integrated from the AD. AD has integrated. Then let's suppose I'm allowing a Facebook, so it will go to the Facebook only. It will allow other traffic. Okay. We can create a geo-based policy as well. Let's suppose I want to block America, Russia, and such kind of. So it has capability to block that on the basis of geolocation. It's a more advanced firewall. Okay. UTM kind of port based, and next generation firewall is application user based and content. It can identify, we can do the deep content inspection. When you will be reading the profile, we'll cover that. It has, let's suppose you have created to block the PDF file, it will block the PDF file. Let's suppose if you want to block some data filtering, like if you want to block a credit card number. Let's suppose you don't want to you don't want to send the credit card information outside of your organization. You can create a policy based on your pattern and you can block it. You can block PII. So it has capability to create a custom signature and block such kind of thing. Okay, based on your requirement. Okay. Anyone having any query? Any query related to this? Then we'll jump to the Palo Alto. So before we'll jump to the Palo Alto network, we'll understand what is the Palo Alto. What is the Palo Alto?
It's a place in US.
Yes, Palo Alto is a city in California. Like California, San Francisco by area in USA. Okay. And like where is Cisco? Cisco is also a city name. It came from the Francisco. Also, Cisco is in Francisco, second largest company of the world. Cisco. It's located in it's named on the behalf of one city. It's called Francisco. Okay, and Palo Alto Next-Generation Firewall named by the city USA, and it's developed by one Israeli American. Its name is Ned Jurk. Okay, and introduced in 2005. And this engineer first was working in the checkpoint, and later he left the job. And after that, he went bankrupted. And after he introduced Palo Alto. Okay, it has some patented feature like application ID, SP3, and why it's called next generation firewall because it has capability to identify application, user, and content, which I have already discussed. And one patent feature is SP3, single pass parallel processing. We'll cover in detail. Okay, why it's most popular? Out of almost 70,000 companies using Palo Alto in over 1,050 countries. Okay, and it's a user friendly. And 1 minute, let me share one article to you guys. It's a Wikipedia. Out of 85 out of 100 Fortune company is using Palo Alto. So let's suppose top 100, out of top 100 company, 85 is using Palo Alto network. That's why it's most popular and demanding and reliable. Okay, it has won many award. Why it's different from other firewall? It has a special engine that is called SP3 engine. Earlier, I explained UTM. UTM has a feature to identify the URL. It can do the prevent from antivirus, IPS. It has capability to IPS, IDS, DLP, and all. But what was happening? It was checking one by one. Let's suppose you go to the passport center and you are in line of passport center. First we'll go to the first counter, then we will second counter, third counter, for different purpose, like for KYC, where someone is verification is happening. First we'll check whether you have a valid appointment or not. That is kind of UTM, means checking one by one. It what it does, due to that it adds some latency. But in due to its Palo Alto have capability to check all the inspection at once, means in single pass it will do the all kind of inspection. Okay, that is called single pass parallel processing. It has a special engine. It will in one pass, it will do one all the inspection in one go. So what will happen? Low latency and high throughput. Single pass is a software and parallel processing is hardware. It had different engine. So when let's suppose you are sending some packet, what it will do, will create a copy of the packet. It will send one packet to the content engine, one for the security, and one for the networking, and it will do all kind of inspection in one go. And it had different two plane. What are the control plane and what is the data plane? Anyone aware about it? Control plane and data plane.
The control plane is something like which goes to the CPU where it has to process. Data plane is like a fast path, normal traffic.
Okay. Anyone else?
Control plane is the how do we say, it's kind of control for that application like policy and filtering and all will come. Data plane, it's a data transfer.
Okay, okay. So there are two types of traffic. One is to the device. To the device. One is through the device. Okay. To the device means called management plane. Means if you are creating some policy. Let's suppose I have taken access of firewall through SSH. I am creating some policy. I am generating some report. I am checking the log. That is the to the device, means I am not going outside of network. I am only managing creating policy and all to the firewall. That is called to the device. That is managed by management plane. Okay, control plane, yeah, management plane. Let's suppose you are a user and going outside of your organization. So what it will do, it will check the policy, it will check the routing, it will check the NAT policy there or not, content it, whether it traffic is legitimate or not. All kind of inspection is doing. So through the device, you are crossing the device. That is called, it's handled by the data plane. Okay. It will check the routing and not whether you have valid security policy, whether you have a valid content or not. Okay. Clear? What is the use of control plane and data plane?
Can you tell one more time?
Yeah, there are two kind of traffic. One is to the device and through the device. To the device, let's suppose you are creating some policy. You are generating some report. You are checking logs. That traffic is related to device level. Okay. You are admin and you are creating policy, checking log, generating report. Let's suppose you want to see the last top talker of last 30 days, who has access some websites, that is handled by the control plane. Okay. Let's suppose actual traffic. Let's suppose some user is going outside, so there is some inspection happen, like check whether it's valid routing or not, whether we have allowed policy or not, whether that content are legitimate, like antivirus, IPS, IDET. All engine check that policy. That is called, that is handled by the data plane. Clear? Let's suppose I am the admin. What admin does? I am firewall admin. What is my job? To create a policy, check the logs, generate a report, such kind of thing. Okay. That is handled by management plane or control plane. But I am the end user. I'm trying to access some website, some URL, so it will check whether we have legitimate policy, whether I'm using a legitimate port, yeah, and whether we have routing or not. Such kind of thing, it's such done by the data plane. What is the benefit of two separate plane? Let's suppose there is some attack happen on the firewall, means organization. So what will happen? Let's suppose DDoS attack happen, then you won't be able to there are some interruption and you won't be, your data plane not working correctly. So since we have two separate plane, we can still access the firewall and we can create a policy. We can identify the who is doing the attack and we can block that user. Okay. If there is one plane, then there would be complete outage. Let's suppose data plane is got hanged, but still since we have two plane, data plane will handle traffic correctly. Okay. I'll once I log into the device, I'll show you. Okay. Any query? I'll cover this later. What is the app ID? What is the content ID? How we can scan the content? How we can identify the user? How Palo Alto identify the application? First, we'll go to the see the dashboard. We'll go to the firewall. We have this firewall. I have, and I'll go to the dashboard. In Palo Alto firewall, this is the dashboard of Palo Alto firewall. Okay, it has 7 tabs. One is called dashboard. Here you can see that we have different widget dashboard, like in mobile also you can create a dashboard where you can see the all the information of devices. Like we can layout, first layout we can select the here. As of now it 3 selected with 3 column is there, general information log, 3 lines is there. We can select one, yeah, 2. Let's suppose if I'll do the 2 lines, it will appear in 2 lines only. If I'll do the 3 lines, it will appear in 3 lines. Okay, these are the as per our convenient. We can drag and drop, and that is called widgets. Here you can see that first general information is showing, means what is the host name of the device, what is the management IP of the device, subnet mask, gateway, uh, IPv6 address, MAC and all. We can serial number, CPU ID, something like that. Then you can see the system resources, and we can see we have 2 CPU. One is management plane CPU, one is data plane CPU. Means EBLI resources is also separated between management CPU and data plane CPU. Management, let's suppose I have accessed this firewall through GUI, that is handled by a CPU. If I will access through SSH, that is also handled by a CPU. Okay, but if I'm trying to access, if some user is trying to access, I'll explain. Go to the topology. This is the end user. Okay, try to access something on internet. Okay, that will be handled by the data plane. But this is the management. Here you can see that this is the management user, admin of the firewall. If this user will access that and try to create some policy, routing, generating some report, checking logs, it is all handled by the management plane. Now it's clear what is the role of management plane and data plane. Ratish,
Yes.
Yeah, got it.
got it, no? Okay, okay. So as per our convenience, let's suppose I don't want a config log to see the on dashboard, we can remove. I don't want to see the system resources, CPU and all, we can remove as per convenient. If I want to add something, let's suppose I want to see the top application, we can add top application. I want to like in mobile, what we can widgets we select in our mobile, here also we can do that as per our requirement. I want to see the general information, I want to see the some log, I want to see the threat related log, I can select here. Okay, that is true. Then it's come to the second tab. First we'll see, let's suppose first we'll come to device. This is the Palo Alto logo. If I want to change that, I want to put my company logo, I can also put that. How I'll do that? First I'll go to the device, then operation, then custom logo, and let's suppose I want to replace with ITS skill path logo. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do the commit. Every changes, what is the use of commit? I'll explain it again. Uh, Means whatever, whenever you do any changes on firewall, if you want to make it in effect, we'll have to commit it. Okay, let's suppose I done that, then I'll do the refresh. Here you can see that it's replaced with IT skill path logo. So if you want to replace with your organization logo, you can do that. Okay. Then there is one tab is device. If you want to change the logo and all, if you want to take backup, if you want to generate a certificate, if you define the admin role, authentication profile, VM information, some content update, SNMP tab, syslog configuration, all kind of configurations. Device related, it comes under device. Then second tab is for network tab. Network tab, if you want to add network related configuration, interface IP, if you want to create a zone, VLAN, routing and all DNS, DHCP comes under network. Then object, let's suppose if you want to create some custom object, host, custom port like TCP 443. If you go to the services, by default there are two services only, HTTPS and HTTPS. If you want to create some custom services like 8080, 8443 sub, we can create that. Okay, by clicking on add, we can create the custom. Then it comes under main part is policy. So if you want to allow or deny something, we create policy in policy tab. By default, there is two policies there. One is intrazone and one is interzone. What is the difference between interzone and intrazone? Here you can see that intrazone policy is allow already and we can't change that, and interzone is deny. Yeah, what it is? You were saying something? It's a basic terminology. You can remember that same zone is called
Oh,
intrazone and
intra,
hello, Sudalai, you were saying something?
yes, the same zone will call as Imbra,
Yes,
and
correct.
the zone is a different zone by default.
Yes, correct. Different zone is called interzone. So I'm little bit fast because I'll cover this thing again and again in every section. So I'm just giving overview of the dashboard. So what we do on the policy tab and all. So two different zone traffic is always deny based on create allow we can create a policy and allow or deny any kind of traffic. Okay. So in case of netting, quality of services, policy based forwarding, decryption, such kind of thing we create under the policy. We'll see each and every thing in detail. Okay. Then comes under the monitor. What is the monitor? To check the log means what is who has access the what. If you want to see, let's suppose user is trying to access some once again. Response is a bit slow. Yeah, all kind of log related to system and traffic. We can see that track related logs will come into track. URL filtering related log will come into URL filtering, wildfire related data filtering, heap match, host information match. It will come in heap match. System related, let's suppose some interface goes down, VPN went down and up, it will come in under the system. Okay. If you want to take packet capture, it will comes under the monitor only. Okay. I have already explained the ACC application command center means like if you want to generate some report and all, it comes under the ACC. Okay. Here there is one button is commit. Commit it means whenever you will make any changes, you have to commit it. Then only it will work. Okay. That is the use of commit. There is one option of log. Let's suppose you have one firewall and you in your organization there are four administrators who is managing the firewall in same time. Let's suppose they are got some task and all are creating at once. There is chances to be conflict. So what we can do? We can log. Let's suppose admin A is working. He can create a log. So other user won't be able to commit the policy that time. Once done, he can unlock that. Okay. We can see the config, compare the config from this current and previous configuration by clicking on config, search. if you want to do some global search, let's suppose we have created the policy, and if you want to search based on the name, yeah, object, yeah, services, from search you can do that. Okay, if you want to take help from internet, you can click on in here. Okay, then there are some few other tab. Let me delete this one. Like who has accessed it, username of the, let's suppose I have you login through admin, so it's showing admin. If you want to log out, you can log out. When I logged in, so it's showing the timing when I did last login. If you want to see the some messages, you can see that. And task, let's suppose you have done some commit update and previous, you can see in the task tab. Okay, these are the overview of the dashboard. Let's suppose I'll create a message, it will show Palo Alto message related to version. I don't want to see that, we can do not show again and color. Task, let's suppose if you have done commit, some update, a log request, it will come under the task. And if you want to change the log language, you can select it by clicking on language. If you, how many lines you want to see that, you can select here. Let's suppose I'll select 100, it will display 100 line on first page. Here ascending order and descending order, we can select that. Means if you want to see the oldest log first, you can select the ASC ascending order. Okay, these are the basic overview of the dashboard. Anyone having any query related to what is the use of commit, such kind of thing? I have taken a snapshot of it, how it's look like. I'll share with you what are the dashboard. Okay, like also if you come to the dashboard, if you want to refresh the log, you can refresh one by one. You can select the timing, after that time it automatically refresh the dashboard. If you select manual, you have to do it manually. Any query? Anyone having any question, query related to this? All good?
Yeah, good.
Oh, hi Sudhir.
Hello.
Hello. You were saying my screen is not shared.
No, sir, yes, now it is showing.
Now it's showing. Anyone also face this issue? I think I didn't stop. It was always shared. So if you want to, let's suppose 1 minute, I will select. After 1 minute, it will refresh that. You can select 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute. Yeah, manual. Manual, if I'll select, it will not refresh dashboard automatically. But let's suppose if you are monitoring the CPU utilization, system resources. 1 second. So let's suppose once you will increase, you have to do it manually. Okay, every time. This is all about the dashboard overview. In SEC application command center, we can generate a report and all. Like if you want to see the threat activity for last 30 days, you have blocked activity, how many connection got blocked in 30 days, 1 week, you can create a custom report and it will generate. Yeah, and you can automate it automatically every 1 hour, 2 hour, 1 month, 1 week. It will automatically generate that report and send to your mail ID based on your configure mail ID. Okay. By default, whenever we get the firewall, by default IP is 192.168.1.1 and username password is admin. Username is admin and password is also admin by default. Once you log in, it will prompt for the change. Since I have already changed, so it will not pop up for change. Let me see. Admin. admin. How many of you guys were already working on Cisco? How many of you already aware about Cisco? Yeah, any other firewall, router, switches?
Cisco, Fortinet,
You are already on
those kind of.
Cisco. Okay, okay.
Not working. Actually, I am studying CCNP.
Okay, okay. Uh, 1 second, my CLI is stuck and it's not responding. Let's wait for a couple of seconds. So I'll give the intro of the CLI. Our CPU is 99%. That's why it's showing some issue.
Sir, hello.
Yeah, Mir.
This dashboard is for single firewall or for all management
Sorry,
firewall, centralized firewall. This dashboard showing, right? This is for a particular for single firewall or this management firewall.
management
I mean
firewall. I'm
centralized
not getting. There is no meaning of centralized firewall. One is called Panorama. Panorama is the kind of management we would like in FortiGate is Forti Manager. In Palo Alto it's called Panorama. So Panorama is kind for management and centralized logging and centralized management. What I'm showing it's an individual firewall. Panorama will come in last. It's for managing the firewall. Okay. And Panorama has only management plan. It's no data plan. Okay. It's only for management. So you can
Thank
see
you.
the CLI of the, yeah, go ahead.
We're going to learn Panorama, right?
Yeah, I'll cover the overview of Panorama and use cases of Panorama as well.
What is the operating system of this Palo Alto firewall?
PanOS,
What is PanoS? Okay.
like in FortiGate, FortiOS,
So
Cisco, iOS.
now I was read somewhere is Palo Alto more advanced than Fortinet. They are promoting
Yeah,
like that in
it's not promotion. It's actually more capable than FortiGate. Will it has a specific feature is app ID and SP3. It's a patented. Palo Alto has patented SP3 feature. So I'll cover this in detail once I'll be covering it. Since I'm doing overview, so I can't cover everything in one class. Okay, hope you'll understand. So if you log into the CLI, first it shows the this one. This is the who has logged in. So I have logged in through admin, so it's showing the username. Then it's showing the host name of the device, and this one is the operational mode. There is two mode in the firewall. It's called one is the operational mode where you can run the show, list such kind of thing, and one is configuration mode like Cisco. How many mode in Cisco? How many modes available in the Cisco?
Cisco, in my knowledge, user mode, global configuration mode, and
Yeah,
interface mode also.
yes. In Palo Alto, likewise, there is two mode. One is config mode, one is operational mode. Okay. Oh yeah, I have to reboot my server. I'll go to the PPT then. There is operational mode and one is config mode. What is the use case of operational mode? If you want to and how we denote that in operational mode, it's up like if it is coming like this one, that is operational mode. If it is coming like hash, it is in operation configuration mode. Okay, it's only for view information about firewall traffic running light kind of show command we can run here in operational mode. If you want to do the configuration, you need to jump into the config mode. Okay, used to perform such kind of operational command, restart, loading configuration. If you want to see the interface status and all, if you want to see the log, we can see it from the operational mode. If you want to do some configuration on firewall, you have to jump on the configuration mode. How we can switch from one mode to another mode? Let's suppose if you want to, if you are in operational mode, by typing configure, you can jump into the configuration mode, and by typing quit, you can again come to the operational mode. Okay, I'll show it here. Once my CLI will come back, I'll show you. Till then, anyone having any question, you guys can ask. Yeah, Ratish, you were saying something?
No, I was thinking for protecting the endpoint, we are using so many software-wise firewalls. Even Windows have its own firewall, software
Mhm,
firewall. Then
mhm.
we are using antivirus, endpoint protections, IDS,
Yeah,
IPS, then
yes.
switches, then routers, then
Switches
firewalls
and router
also.
for the connectivity. Router is for the
They are
providing the
filtered.
correct route. It's not for the security purpose. It's only providing the path.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then firewall at last, right?
Yeah.
So if in future if we will protect firewall also with something else, I'm thinking.
Yeah, so we use that DDoS kind of for DDoS. We have separate profile. If you want to protect our application, firewall has not capability to fully protect application like for SQL injection, cross-site scripting, WASP top 10. Have you guys heard about WASP top 10? It's a part of WAF. So there are top 10 vulnerability crop sign, role elevation kind of thing. So firewall I don't have capability to fully understand the code and all. So we have separate firewall that is called web application firewall. From there we can protect our application. Okay. I'll take another 5 minutes. After that we'll wind up. I'll try to show that CLI of the Palo Alto firewall. I think there is some issue. It's showing not available. Once I'll restart, it will take 15-20 minutes. So that's why I'm not restarting it. It was working earlier. I don't know what has happened. And also in
So
work organization, let's suppose we use different vendor as well. Let's suppose one firewall, if you am using for Palo Alto, one you, or let's suppose for internet, I'm using Palo Alto. For internal, I'm using let's suppose this is for Palo Alto for internet user. Here I'll place FortiGate, and here is my actual server. If someone will come with here, I'll try to access my this server. He have to cross the two firewall. One is Palo Alto, one is FortiGate. What is the benefit of it? Let's suppose they got some idea somehow compromise this firewall. So he won't be able to compromise. There is two kind of protection. Okay. So every organization work on trust. What is that term? I'm unable to recall. trust no one, always verify. If someone is for authenticating the device, we are using the DMZ firewall for authentication and all kind of two-factor authentication. So even if you got the access here, you have to authenticate it here. What I have done first, we have allowed the port and services. Again, if you got the access here, again you have to do the kind of application. You will get some OTP code, yeah, Google Authenticator. You have to authenticate it. So multi-level authentication. Okay. And even for that, we can't secure 100% organization. There is a still chance for attack.
So in cybersecurity perspective, there is SIEM, SOAR, XDR, all
These are
coming,
for
right?
these are for the analysis of the packet.
Packet only. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll explain this from PPT. There are two mode: operational mode and configuration mode. I explained already what are the difference between that. If this is appearing in like this one, these are the called operational mode. Use operational mode to view information about the firewall. Config mode, if it is appearing like this, it is for the configuration and view modify the configuration. Okay. These are the command. Let's suppose if you by putting configure, we can go to the config mode. By putting commit, we can commit the change. If you want to see the interface IP, we can run the show interface management. Let's suppose if you have type show, and if you will press the type button, it will auto complete the your command. Okay. Then these are the basic command. If you want to see the system information, you can run the show interface info. If you want to see the management IP, you can type the show interface management command. Okay. These are the basic command we use on day-to-day task. I'll cover from tomorrow. First, we'll do the basic configuration, how we can configure from CLI, how we can configure the management IP, host name, such kind of configuration, and we'll go step by step. Okay. Any query?
So we can configure by GUI and command line interface also,
Yes,
right?
both,
Same
both,
thing.
both. Same thing we can configure from both way. GUI is easy. You can simply uh, and let's suppose it's asking for IP, you can put your IP, but here you have to run that like set command. So you can by CLI we can configure. So in both the way I'll create the policy from GUI and CLI both. Okay. Here I have already, this is the username, this is the host name, this is the action, means what action you are taking. I am asking for a so it's action. Selection means I'm system information, it will display our system information. Okay. Any
Has
query
it
related to
similarity?
uh-huh.
Has it similarity to the Cisco commands like show
Yeah,
interface?
in yes,
Somewhat,
like
right?
yes, but only for the one second.
Only for the operation mode. Like,
Only for the operational mode. Configure mode, we have to run different command. One second, I'm trying to log in and relog in. Any query, anyone? Preeti, do you have any question?
No.
Ratish, Sudhir, Mir. Sudhir, do you have any question?
Sir, I
I
want to
think
know about the
fire.
Prism.
Continue.
Yeah, go ahead, Sudhir.
Uh, Sir, I want to know about the Prisma Access. Prisma Access
Prisma
का
is a
जो
SASE-based solution. Why do you comment out of the box question? We are discussing Palo Alto. Prisma is something different. After attending a F5 LTM demo, you asked about the FortiGate firewall. Question related to Palo Alto and today topic. Do you have any query?
हाँ बट सर मैंने पढ़ा था थोड़ा सा कि
Sasa
जो
is different. It's
प्र-
a Prisma is something software. It's a security as a services. It's a different. Okay, it's not related to Palo Alto, which we are discussing.
okay,
Yes, it's kind of GSKLR and all. It's a different solution.
okay.
What we are covering PCNSE. So if you have any question related to PCNSE, today topic, syllabus, timing, you can ask. Whatever we have covered today, what is the next generation firewall, any issue related to that, you can ask. Whatever
Sir,
we have covered. Yeah, Mir.
sorry, sorry for interrupt. So you are giving remote this one lab setup.
I'll help you to build lab in your PC. So I'll give you the license, image, and all. So you
Okay.
have to, yeah, build in your lab.
So what are
This
the
lab is
requirement of this one?
minimum 8 GB, and if you have 16 GB, then it's fine.
Okay.
8 GB is RAM, and after that, hardware like 200 and above. So everyone has 500,000. That would be insufficient.
Okay.
Lab is broken. I have to restart. It will take half an hour to come up again. So we'll start from tomorrow. Lab again. So most of the topic I have already covered. I wanted to show you how does it look like. So it's not working. Any other query, anyone?
How
Sudhir?
it's
Yeah, Ritesh, you can ask.
how it's size of the operating system like that? It, 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 how much kilobyte or something? What? How
Depend,
much
depend,
RAM
depends
it
on
has?
depends on the version you are using. So I'll cover that.
Okay.
We have separate topic for the hardware. So based on the model and all, it has different capability of multi-core. It has multi-core CPU. So all has how many cores we have. What are the capability of that firewall interface capability? It has different capability of all the firewall. So depends on version. If you are using high-end firewall, it has different capability.
Uh, it has the capability to block overflow, data overflow, something.
Sorry.
Means it has the capability to block the data overflow, means from outside, someone attacking with a lot of
Yes,
data,
dear
keep
DOS. We have
injecting.
once we'll discuss the profile. There is a capability of we can create a profile. Okay, based on the profile, we can block that. Let's suppose we can create a profile for if someone in per second, if there is a connection, we are getting more than 10,000 connection per second. It will start a random only drop. We can create a such profile.
If someone intentionally trying to attack with a lot of data, keep sending like
Yes,
a
so let's
SQL
suppose
injection.
I can create a, after that 10,000, then we can create a activate. After that it will activate the RAM. If someone cross, let's suppose 15,000, I have created a capability. After someone is sending 15,000 connection per second, it will start dropping the connection. So based on the profile, we can do that. It has capability to do that. So we can create that profile individual on the policy as well as on zone. So I'll cover this thing in detail.
So here I am saying in the market of Dubai, this job profile asking for multi-vendors hands-on experience like
Yeah,
Fortinet,
definitely. So
Palo
if
Alto.
let's suppose if you have
Yes,
learned one firewall in detail, let's suppose if you have FortiGate is easy one kind of. Even let's suppose if you learned one firewall in a good way, so you can learn second firewall easily.
it would be the same replica of the things like management and
But there would be, let's
data.
suppose there are in Palo Alto, if you are doing DNAT, there is some complicated process, but in FortiGate it's straightforward. So
Okay.
there would be some difference
What
in
about
feature as well.
wha- what about Cisco ISA firewall also asking here and checkpoint
Yeah,
also
because
asking.
every organization don't want to rely on only one vendor. Earlier,
Yeah.
there were one company, VMware, VM, VMware.
We, mhm.
We were,
Uh,
they
the
were providing the AV load balancer. Okay. And let's suppose they were charging for that $100. Okay. $100. Now we were acquired by Barracuda.
yeah, I forget that one. Barracuda also asking. Sorry.
Barracuda. And Barracuda is now charging 300. I mean, they have increased the 3 times. So who is only using the AV load balancer? They are now completely stuck. So now they are moving to the F5 because I'm saying example of my current organization. In other organization who are using these AV load balancer, now they are stuck because suddenly they have increased their services, service charge 3 times. So that's why all company using the multi-vendor. Let's suppose someone is not doing some monopoly, they can replace them easily. Okay. Let's suppose Palo Alto is not giving the good services, what they can do, they can replace with FortiGate or some other firewall, ASA, checkpoint. That's why they big company always use multi-vendor. Okay. But if you have deep understanding on one firewall and if you know little bit about second firewall, that would be, you can easily get the job. Anyone having any other query? If no, then you can drop. Okay.
What about the certification price on this Palo Alto?
That I have to check in Indian currency. It is approx 17,000 earlier. I'll let you know because now they have absolute the PCNSE. They have introduced some different exams, so I'm not aware about the latest price. I'll check and let you know. Okay.
Thank you. Because this price is high for every. If, here is asking certification also. So
Yes.
not
Yeah.
easy.
Certification price is low in compared to Cisco. Cisco is start from above 30K only in INR.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
$40
Anyone having?
$100.
Yeah. Anyone having any question? Ratish, Mir, Preeti. Preeti, if you don't have any question, you can drop. Mir, do you have any question?
Yeah, I'm good, sir. Sir, you are working how many years in the Palo Alto?
From last 14 years. Means Palo Alto, it's 6, 7 years. 7 years,
Okay.
bro. Yeah. Totally, I started from ASA only, and then came to the checkpoint. For first couple of years, I worked on checkpoint, then Palo Alto, then FortiGate. Now, currently, I'm
Mm,
also working on Palo Alto and F5, F5 LTM GTM.
mm,
I have certification in PCNSE and I have done F5 CA. I'm certified in F5 CA 201. I have done last year 301, 302, and 303. And I am also CISSP certified and NSE 4 and NSE 5 for the
mhm.
FortiGate firewall. But from last 2 years, I haven't worked on FortiGate.
Okay.
Okay, these active certificates I have done. I have done CCN and CCNP, but that is expired now. It's not active. And even I have not worked from long on writing switching
Okay.
part. Any other query? Else we'll wind up and we'll meet again.
Sir, yeah, last question. So compared to your experience in the CCNA,
Mhm.
how you feel the Palo Alto is easy or it's
It's
complex?
easy for me. It's easy only because in Cisco you have to work on the CLI. Earlier I
Yes.
had CLI and I wanted to work on GUI basis. Means Palo Alto, if you work on GUI, it's easy. Means you can easily see that where you need to put IP, where you need to put the port and destination
Mhm.
IP, then do the commit. You can check the log and from the monitor tab. But in Cisco terminology, you have to work on the CLI only. Okay,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I didn't got much interest in the routing part as well. Routing is a bit tough. like more BGP. That's why I switched in the security and found I more in got more interest in the security. Okay, that's why.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a totally different. Means one of my colleague he doesn't want to work on the firewall and all. He's more interested in the routing switching only. So it totally depends upon individual.
Yeah. For everyone is asking Palo Alto F5 is mandatory.